Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're with TMC Division 1. This time we are in Italy. Not a track I particularly enjoy, although it's a bit less terrible in this game than it was in the last. But not a great deal of consolation. It's not one I enjoy. I spent quite a while in the preparation for this trying to find a setup that is actually I felt comfortable with. I didn't understeer absolutely everywhere. 8 ballast was not usable here, but anyways, dry race. End of qualifying is wet though, so it's important to get the laps in quite quickly. And this was my best lap in the end. It was a 19.6 or 19.7. And honestly, I don't know. I could maybe squeeze a bit. Like honestly, if I could squeeze any more, it's a 19.6. But honestly, I felt very satisfied with that lap. I felt pretty good, and it was good enough for 12th place. So happy enough with that. As long as you drive as best as you can. You know, you can't just take whatever comes with it. Just the satisfaction though that okay, you did everything you could. Really, you put in a lap you could be proud of as such. You could be happy with. Then you know what more can you do than that? If you make a mistake, it's different. But anyways, with this though, I decided let me do the strategy here is supers to softs or vice versa. I want to try and do vice versa. So I want to start on the softs and see what we could do with that. So. This is not a very long race because there are only 27 laps and it's a short enough track, so it'll be a quick enough race. But my main look heading into this, I just wanted to. I was saying this to F1 Alonso as well. I just wanted to finish, and I'll take anything else that comes after that. And that's honestly how I felt about this. Let me finish and whatever. Give me whatever comes after that. So. That's just how I feel about this track. It's just how it is. But anyways, let's see how we get on, shall we? As we form up here on the grid. Dobby's in front of us. Then there's Hero Jokin, and then Darren Sinclair after him. There's Sway behind me. There's Weiberg and RWATR behind me. So, anyways, here we go. Then 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And away we go. Good start. Dobby gets a bit of wheel spin. I'm going to get boxed in here by Hero Jokin. Somewhat kind of car on my left, car in front. I brake very, very, very early, much earlier than I needed to, so that could have been very dangerous. But with Italy, you have to be so careful. You really do, and it's just not worth losing a wing or anything. But Dobby is still right there, and honestly, I kind of just want to let him be because I okay, well, Dobby's gonna settle in and he'll pull away and such, and because Dobby's quick. But honestly, this first lap I took it like 60% of what I could have done. Really, it was. I mean, I probably should have gone for a move on Dobby somewhere, but I just never did in the end. So, yeah, I think I was off the second Lesmo, then just heading up towards Ascari. Just look at that. I could have gone for. If I gone to overtake, maybe I could have gone for it. He was lagging a little bit, but I decided just to settle in. And just be so careful cutting the Ascari. I really want to make sure I did not have any sort of penalties here. I run a bit wide there on at the exit, but that's okay because that curve never spits you out, right? So it's the inside curve mostly that is the big worry at Ascari. That's the big thing. That can spit you up if you take it wrong or if your suspension is too high. But anyways, into lap 1, I was happy enough for that because honestly I just wanted Dobby to go and I just settled into my own pace, my own race, and now he's stuck behind someone. So everything was proceeding according to plan at this stage, and on lap 2 everything was fine, settling in. There's a little bit of a train here, but look, we're doing okay. And then Scuba and it was Technique came together, and we're going to come right to the back of this. So had to get off the throttle. Dobby has to get off the throttle. Technique's on the left. Just had to be so careful. Braking early, throttle lifting, and that brought Weiberg right up to me because a little bit of contact there with Technique. Oh, luckily he didn't spin around because of that. But that brought Weiberg right up to the back of me as well, and that had an effect on me on this race as well. You're going to see the effect soon enough. But I was comfortably ahead of Weiberg, and having to lift off the throttle and brake early and all that kind of brought right back into the fold. So that puts in with the DRS, and this track is so tough to shake DRS. If you're going to, it's so tough to shake another car out of DRS range, and that ended up being really hurtful in the end to my race. Lap 3, Calsper had an incident at Ascari, and we're just behind Dobby here still, and I think Dobby's going to kind of freak out a bit, and he kind of goes into the wall, loses his wing. Almost got a desynced here by Weiberg. It was very, very close. There was definitely contact. So Kalsper then, I think, is out with wing, and yeah, like Dobby had space, but I think he just was just so surprised by what happened, and the way Kalsper rejoined, he just kind of put himself in put him in a tough position. Anyway, just going to allow Weiberg to kind of come through here. I guess is the thing. Like, this is what has happened between Technique and Scuba. That incident really did screw me over. I put Weiberg in DRS, and I mean that thing with Kalsper then, and Kalsper and Dobby then didn't help either. And now that's put me into Weiberg. Weiberg's ahead, and that's put me back into Sway as well. And RWTR is not too far behind that either. So it's kind of tough. Lap 7. I'm going to let Sway go here. Weiberg's kind of pulled away a bit. He's broken DRS. Sway, I'm going to let him go. Didn't fight that at all. Just want to let him go and use the opportunity to kind of save a bit. Again, it wasn't really about this first phase of the race. It was all about the second phase, getting to the super softs and see what we could do while not picking penalties up along the way. So lap 8. DRS, I could have had a look, could have had a run. If I had gone overtaken Rich, I definitely could have got by. But I was like, I don't want to do that to my teammate, so I just didn't want to do it. Not through Ascari. Like, down the main straight is different, but not through Ascari. It's just not a great place to overtake, really, and it just gets messy. So, but I could have if I wanted to, obviously. Lap 9, it's kind of same situation. Kind of, I could have if I wanted to, but I decided not to. And again, I want to be so careful going through Ascari. So you're going to see here, braking nice and easy, like very nice, very smooth. Yep, curb there, fine. And yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Yeah. So, basically, what happened? Here's the thing. This really surprised me because I did not expect to have an accident in Ascari, like especially that lap. Like, if you go back and look, I took it really like I thought I took it absolutely fine, and then for whatever reason that exit curb, just I'm not sure what happened. Like, the throttle down too sooner, but the back end stepped out. I corrected it, but ran out of space and into the barrier. So it was kind of tough. This is the last lap now, by the way. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean, what was there to say about this stage? It's just, I was chatting to F1 Alonso after this race as well, and he showed me a clip from him in Hungary, heading towards turn 4, where inexplicably his car was launched off a curb, and mine wasn't as bad as that. But I mean, I've never seen that happen. A couple of other people I've chatted to as well, I've never seen kind of a car launched off the outside curb like that. Like, so, look, ultimately, if this was another track, I'd be a little bit more aggrieved. But because this is Italy, I really don't care, because it's unfortunate. I can go, like, RWIC is going to finish 7th here. I feel like I could have been somewhere between him and Sway. I had no warnings by that time as well. So points could have been on for sure. How many points, I don't know. But it was, yeah, it was a surprise for sure. But yeah, it's only Italy, so I'm not really too upset. So this is the last lap. Matt here is going to finish first on track, but him and Kevin have penalties, so F1 Alonso is going to win this race. Very savvy race from F1 Alonso. He kind of knew what he was doing in many ways. Saving the RS, but there you go. Saving the RS to a lot of the latter part of the race, and then leg all ripped down in the last lap or so. So last 2 laps. So anyways, well done to him. Like, I'm delighted for him, because he's been knocking on the door a few times for a race when has F1 Alonso, and just to see him kind of complete it, finally, he's, I was really happy to see. It was unfortunate, obviously, to see Matt lose the race like that. But if he was to lose the race, I'm glad that it was F1 Alonso who picked up the pieces, because I think he really deserves it, and I think he's had some really good drives and shown really good pace in some tracks, and just hasn't worked out for whatever reason. So I'm happy for him. And Kevin did a good job to finish 3rd as well. So yeah, I mean, not a whole lot else to say really. Like, it's kind of, I don't really care. Shock and apathy is the word I would use for this race. But that's the first DNF I've had in a long, long time that was down to me, kind of my fault, rather than an incident with someone else or something, kind of on my own. So, but there you go. For me, I'm glad the European season is out of the way it's done, because there's a lot of tracks I don't really like. This one, Belgium, I wasn't really fantastic on. Hungary was kind of here and there. Germany, meh. So, but it's all about the flyways here. It's all about these next races: Singapore, Japan, USA, Mexico. These are tracks I really enjoy. So I'm really looking forward to kind of getting cracking at those, especially Singapore is one of my favourite tracks to drive, and I'm looking forward to it because I think it's a long one, but I do really enjoy it. So that's going to do it for round number 15 of TMC Div 1. Next up is, Singapore. So excited for that. Which means, of course, I'm going to DNF. So yay. Until next time. Yeah.